Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I am gonna teach you how to play in middle game plans. If you want to improve your chess, middle game is essential part of your chess. So let's start learn plans of middle game. Let's first understand what is the middle game. Middle game in a chess is the middle phase of the game. It's when most of the pieces have been developed and the king is safe most of the times. The middle game begins when most pieces have been developed and the king is safe and ends when only a few pieces remains on the board, which starts the end game. In this video, we will be looking at some middle game plans that you can use in your games. Plan number 1 is Pawn Storm. The first plan is to attack your opponent's king using a Pawn Storm. The Pawn Storm usually happens in position where there is an opposite side castling and you don't have to worry about your own king's safety. The idea of a pawn storm is eventually exchange the pawns on a g file or h file and launch an attack on the enemy side. What would you play in the position to launch a pawn storm? Please pause the video and try to make your move. Understand the position and think what you can move in this position. So let's start it. G4 moving the pawn forward also threatens the G5 in the next move. Bishop to B7, black just simply place the bishop and play G5. G5 attacks the knight. Knight H5. Now what do you have to play the H file? Think. Pause the video and think what would you play to open the H file. So answer is bishop to G3. Yes. What do you have? Yes, black is forced to take. Knight takes G3. H takes G3. We recapture. The H file is now open to launch an attack. Bishop E8. Queen H2. Now you can just simply target the lonely king. So this was the first plan called pawn storm. I have told the basic principle of the pawn storm. Let's move ahead. Second plan is to make positional sacrifices. A, a positional sacrifices is when you sacrifices a piece in order to compensation and counterplay with a better position. So in this second plan, we are gonna talk about sacrifices. How can you make a positional sacrifices here? Think, pause the video and answer in the comment section. So answer is queen to f6. Yes, we sacrifice the rook here. If we sacrifice our rook for the knight, it opens up the position and creates a lot of counterplay for white. We can bring all our pieces on the king side and attack the black king. G takes f6. Now we will start bringing our pieces into attack one by one. Knight to h5, bishop e7. Now we will bring the queen. Queen to f2, queen to d6. Now the other knight. Knight eg3, king h8. Now we break open the center and opening the pathway for the bishops. E4, rook g8, and finally the rook f1. Now you can simply attack the black king with all of your pieces, even though white down with some material. White is completely crushing this position. Hey guys, this is a third plan of the video, that is creating a battery on the open file. So let's start. You can do it by lining up your long range pieces, for example bishop or rook, to open a file or diagonal. In this position, the E file is an open file without any pawns. You should white. How should white take control of the open E file? Pause the video and answer in the comment section. What move should what move should white should move to open the E file? Rook to E1. Yes, controlling the open file using the rook. D5. Now we can play rook E3 to make some space to bring the queen to. Rook to E3. C5. Now we bring the queen. Queen to E2. Rook to E8. Now finally add the other rook as well. Rook to E1, creating a long range 3 pieces battery on the E file. So this is part 2 of the plan 3, creating a battery. We will now see diagonal battery. You can also create a battery using a diagonal. In this position we can use the C2 H7 diagonal to create a battery on. But the diagonal is closed. How can we open it? Pause the video and answer in the comment section how can we open the diagonal. 1, 2, 3. Let's start, and answer is E5, opening the diagonal. D takes E5, black takes, and now the pawn purpose of the E5. Queen to D3, creating a battery. White can simply attack the lonely black king. So plan 4 of the video is a rook lift. The fourth plan is the rook lift, and it is my personal favorite middle game plan. You will know why you see it. The rook is a powerful piece in the middle game, but it can also be utilized to the middle game. For example, in this position, how can you play to lift the rook on f1, f4? Yes, the idea to this move is to bring the rook on f3 and then on h3 and attack the black king through the h file. Queen to c7. Now we lift the rook f3, knight to e4. We just take bishop takes e4, d takes e4, take again, queen takes e4, f6, and now after a few moves, white is in a better position because of the rook lift. Rook h3. We just play rook h3, and if black takes the knight, it's game over after queen takes h7 plus check, king f7, and rook to g3. Black is forced to play h6, and then after knight g6, white has an unstoppable attack. Now you know why it's my favorite. Plan 5 smart exchanges. The first plan is to making the smart exchanges. A smart exchange means to exchange your passive piece with the opponent's active or strong pieces. For example, in this position, black is in a good position because all his pieces are active, whereas white pieces are not active at all. How can white exchange a bad piece with black's good one? So pause the video and answer in the comment section. 1, 2, 3. Bishop to h3. Yes, we sacrifices the bishop. Bishop take h3, but black just takes. Was the sacrifice a blunder? Queen to h5 plus check. Well, no, it was not. Not. We fork the king and the bishop. g6, and we take the bishop back. Queen takes h3. Now you can see that white has exchanged the its bad bishop with black's active bishop. Plan 6. Apply the pressure on the enemy pieces. The sixth plan is to apply the pressure on the opponent pieces, like in this position. White has already castled and is ahead in development, while black is yet to castle. How can white take advantage of that? Pause the video and answer in the comment section. Let's go start. 1, 2, 3. Knight to g5, putting pressure on the f7 pawn. Knight to h6, only way to defend, but that puts the h5 pawn in danger. Take it. Queen takes h5, black is in trouble now. Even he has castled, we can play queen g6. Black can't take the queen because the pawn is pinned. White is in crushing position. Seventh plan, the reposition of your knights. The seventh plan is not about launching an attack but to reposition and settling your pieces. This is very important factor for middle game. How can you reposition your knight here and on what squares? Pause the video and answer in the comment section. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3. Bishop take f6. Yes, we don't reposition our knight yet. We first take the knight. Bishop take f6. Now take the control of the outpost. Knight to d5 and now white is better. We must follow these simple rules to reposition the knights. Please take a pen and pencil and write down somewhere so that you can remember. Place your knight on outpost. An outpost is a square which is not and cannot be controlled by pawns. Place your knights on square close to the center and towards the opponent's territory. That's where they are most attacking. Look for squares where the opponents can't attack with his pieces. This way, the knight will be fixed on the squares and be really aggressive. Finally, last plan, that is activate the bishop. The eighth and the last plan is to activate bishop. So the first thing, if your bishops are cramped up like this and blocked up, you need to reposition them and on long open diagonals. For example, in this position, how will you activate the c1 pawn? Pause the video and think how can you reopen the c1 bishop. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3. b3. Yes, we move our pawn to b3. We can play our bishop to b2 and place it on a long open diagonal. c5, and now we can fianchetto our bishop to b2. Bishop b2. Now the bishop is way more active than before. Unlike the c2 bishop, it is not obstructed behind its own pawns, and that is very important rule you should remember while developing our bishops. They must be developed behind their own pawns. The bishop must be able to move freely over the board. That's how you can use your bishops to their full potential properly. Before, but it's not over yet. We can move our c2 bishop active too. How? d4. Yes, we play d4 and open the diagonals. It does not block the b2 bishop because the d4 pawn can't be exchanged. d6 we just take. d takes c5, d takes c5, and that's how the bishops are used to the full potential.